is the only constant thing that happens in the lives of men. Just like how the stock market rises today and falls tomorrow. But there is one thing that we should all remember. That change may occur, but the decision is whether to accept the idea or reject it is up to you. Just like the topic that we will be covering today with some special guests who will be interviewed by our hosts Angela Dao and Trexa Vera Barca.
Good morning! Today, we will be interviewing three of the best economists in the Philippines that specializes macroeconomics. Let's all welcome Ms. Brixie Tan, Ms. Apo Inoya, and Ms. Danica Lim, who are good friends. They met in University of San Carlos, where they graduated in.
Thus, these pupil friends share the same economical thinking. Today, we will be talking about the Philippines and its economy, and they will be using the two known macroeconomical thinking, the classical and the Keynesian. For the classical economy, we have Ms. Danica and Ms. Apple, and for the Keynesian, we have Ms. Brixie. Keynesian economics is something that believes that demand creates its own supply. Keynesian economics started and debated back when the Great Recession happened, when the classical economists didn't know what to do because they debated that the economy had its own built-in stabilizers. Keynesian believed that the government must intervene in order to get out of a recessionary gap. The Keynesian followers believe that also that the wages and prices are flexible.
Classical economists hold that prices, wages, and rates are flexible, and markets always clear. According to Say's law, supply creates its own demand. So you can only demand when you have supplied. And Say's law also hold both barter economy and money economy. In the money economy is when the interest rates will adjust to equate savings and investment. Flexible wage rates play a critical role in the self-regulating economy. Markets are competitive when supply and demand operate in all markets. In the classical economy, we have three states of the economy, namely recessionary gap, inflationary gap, and long-run equilibrium. In the recessionary gap, we have surplus in the labor market and wages fall. The quantity supplied of labor is greater than the quantity demanded. That is, more people want to work than there are jobs available. In the inflationary gap, there is a shortage in the labor market. Wages fall. The quantity supplied of labor is lower than the quantity demanded. That is, more jobs are available than the people want to work. And the long-run equilibrium, the labor market has neither shortage nor surplus in the economy. And lastly, there is no government intervention. It means free market or laissez-faire.
Knowing the differences of the two macroeconomical thinking, let us apply this with the most recent use mainly in Manila, the Trackman Law by Mayor Eric Estrada. Was this kind of government intervention necessary? To hear the both sides of macroeconomical thinking, we have Ms. Brixie Tan for the Keynesian and Ms. Danica Lim for the classical macroeconomical thinking. The government must intervene and help with the economy because of the high demand and the low supply of goods due to the truck ban and the delivery of goods at night. The government has said and they had planned to help back and do something back in 2012, and now it's early 2014 and the truck ban has still been going on. Millions has been lost and banks are working overtime. The government has to intervene in order to make the economy better for this problem.
As a classical economist, I believe that government intervention is not the solution for our economy. In classical thinking, we believe that markets are competitive and we have laissez-faire, and we focus on the private sector. Government interventions such as truck ban law that is happening in Manila is for me not a solution, or it is not a good reason to use so that we can lessen the traffic congestion. I will explain two effects of this truck ban law. First, the longer working hours for some government bank employees in Land Bank and Development Bank of the Philippines. They have to extend their working hours until 9 p.m. Why is this so? Transactions is happening during when the container vans are in customs. And if you have the truck ban law, of course they won't let the trucks pass by the roads, and it will stop the transaction in customs. So when we allow the truck bans to pass, that's the only time you can do the transactions and do and process all the papers in customs. So, if you will have this truck ban law, of course, money transaction is not that easy, and the money should be, of course, secured in the banks. And in banks, it's not easy to fix all these, and thus it will let them work until 9 p.m. And even up until after 9 p.m., they have to process this, they have to give this reports, and it's not gonna last them only until 9 p.m. Second effect is the price of retail goods will increase. Supply and demand of goods will be affected. Because of this truck ban law, the supply will be lesser and more people will be demanding goods. Being in a business of importation of fruits, it has thus affected our company. Being the manager of this importation of fruits, in Manila, all our truck bans have been stopped from operation and we are stuck in the customs. Even papers are processed, we can't do money transactions because once the truck is, the container van is out, we can't let the truck bring these goods to our warehouse, and thus it's affecting our business. Goods, perishable goods, they say that they will not include these. But we are also part of perishable goods. And we are not also allowed to pass through roads. And we have that exact time only. And if delivery is not easy and you say that you will help, this law will help for the traffic congestion. But even though we don't have the truck ban or even we have the truck ban, there's always traffic congestion. So I don't think having the truck ban law is necessary. What is important here is focusing on the proper routes where the cars must pass, not letting different cars not run in the road.
Wow! I learned a lot from them, partner. How about you? Yes, partner. I've learned a lot from them. From classical to Keynesian. Classical without government intervention. Keynesian with government intervention. So you viewers, do you agree with this truck ban law?